Hello everyone. Welcome to Millennium News 24/7 Daily Political News Update, and I am with you, Azrina Brar, and let us begin with our first news update. President Joe Biden leaves on Sunday for Europe, where he will spend 4 days in 3 nations tending to alliances that have been tested by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The first stop is London, where Biden will meet with King Charles III for the first time since he was crowned. After that is the centerpiece of the trip, the NATO summit in Vilnius. Alliance leaders will debate the war and revise plans for dealing with Russian aggression. The final stop is in Helsinki, where Biden is expected to celebrate the expanding alliance with Finland as the newest member of NATO. The Republican chairmen of 3 key House committees are joining forces to probe the Justice Department's handling of charges against Hunter Biden, after making sweeping claims about the misconduct at the agency. Leaders of the House Judiciary, Oversight and Accountability and Ways and Means committees opened a joint investigation into the federal case into President Joe Biden's youngest son's stays after it was announced last month that he will plead guilty to the misdemeanor tax offenses as part of an agreement with the Justice Department. Next news. For a century, the League of Women's Voters in Florida formed bonds with marginalized residents by helping them register to vote. And in recent years, those efforts have extended to the growing Asian American and Asian immigrant communities. But a state law signed by Governor Ron DeSantis in May would have forced the group to alter its strategy. The legislation would have imposed a $50,000 fine on third-party voter registration organizations if the staff or volunteers who handle or collect the forms have been convicted of a felony or are not U.S. citizens. Next news. At 31 years old, Nasrat Ahmed Yar had spent most of his adult life working with the U.S. military in Afghanistan before escaping to America in search of a better life for his wife and 4 children. He found work as a rideshare driver and even managed to send money back to Afghanistan to help family and friends. He liked to play volleyball with friends in the Washington suburb where many Afghans who fled their country now live. At 6 feet 5 inches, he had a powerful serve. A short break from the daily English news of Millennium News 24/7. Stay tuned and I will be back with you again, Azrina Brar. Hello everyone. I am Azrina Brar and I will be hosting a new show called the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. This show can be viewed globally through many platforms such as Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, all smart TV platforms, and also through all local network cables. You can also view this globally Horizon satellite, Beyond the Boundary, or just simply search up www.millenniumnews24.com/live or www.millenniumtv24.com/live. Continue watching the show, the Azreen Forum, a platform for diverse perspectives. Stay tuned and thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Millennium News 24/7 Political News Update, and let us resume on with our news. A North Dakota County election official is suing the state's election director to block the counting of mail-in ballots received after Election Day in a lawsuit filed by a conservative group that also brought lawsuits amid former President Donald Trump's false claims of election fraud in 2020. An election law expert says the Public Interest Legal Foundation appeared to be court shopping for a conservative circuit with its case, which seeks an injunction against the election director for enforcing the state's laws. Next news. Uzbekistan holds a snap presidential election on Sunday, a vote that follows a constitutional referendum that extends the incumbent's term from 5 to 7 years. President Shavkat Mirziyoyev was elected in 2021 to a second 5-year term, the limit allowed by the Constitution. But the amendments approved in April's plebiscite allowed him to begin the count of terms anew and run for 2 more, raising the possibility that he could stay in office until 2037. Next news. German police said several officers were injured and dozens of people were detained Saturday during unrest in an Eritrean cultural event in the western city of Gizan. Police said bottles were thrown and smoke bombs were ignited as people tried to tear down barricades around the festival venue. About 1,000 officers, a water cannon, and helicopters are deployed in the city, which is about 50 kilometers or 30 miles north of Frankfurt. Police spokesman Christopher Pfaff urged the public to avoid the center of Gizan while the operation is still ongoing. Next news. The Scottish government has proposed decriminalizing possession of all drugs for personal use to tackle one of Europe's highest overdose death rates. The suggestion was almost instantly blocked by the Conservative UK government in London, which said it had no plans to soften drug laws. The semi-autonomous Edinburgh government, led by the pro-independent Scottish National Party, said Friday that removing criminal penalties for drug possession would allow for provision of safe, evidence-based harm reduction services. Thank you. A short break from the daily English news of Millennium News 24/7, and stay tuned and I will be back with you shortly, Azrina Brar.
This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to Millennium News 24/7 daily political news update, and I'm back with you, Azrina Brar, and let us resume on with our news update. Zimbabwe's main opposition party went to court Saturday to challenge a police decision to ban a political rally it wants to hold in the buildup of what will be highly scrutinized elections next month. The opposition Citizen Coalition for Change party has been told it cannot hold the gathering in the town of Bindura, north of the capital Harare, on Sunday. The venue is unsuitable as it is a bushy area without serviceable roads, according to the police order. Next news. Hundreds of people marched in South Korea's capital on Saturday, demanding Japan scraps its plan to release treated wastewater from the damaged Fukushima nuclear power plant, as the head of the UN nuclear agency met with senior officials to discuss public concerns over food safety. The protests came a day after South Korea's government formally endorsed the safety of the Japanese plants, saying that the contamination levels of water pumped out of the plant would be within acceptable standards and would not meaningfully affect South Korean seas as long as the plant's treatment systems work as designed. Next news. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen appealed to China on Saturday for cooperation on climate change and other global challenges, and not to let disagreements about trade and other irritants derail relations. In a meeting with her Chinese counterpart, Vice Premier Li Lifeng, Yellen defended U.S. restrictions on technology exports that rankle Beijing. She said the two governments should not let such disagreements disrupt thriving economic and financial relations. Okay, last news. A solemn peace march started on Saturday through the forests in eastern Bosnia in memory of the 1995 Srebrenica massacre, Europe's only acknowledged genocide since World War II. The annual 100-kilometer or 60-mile march retraces a route taken by thousands of men and boys from the Bosniak ethnic group, made up primarily of Muslims who were slaughtered as they tried to flee Srebrenica after it was captured by Bosnian Serbs forces late in the 1992-95 war. So, this was in the daily political news update of Millennium News 24/7. Log in to get the latest news, all our social networking site, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok is Millennium News 24. Also, our YouTube channel is News Channel M24, viewers now on both network broadcasting Android and iOS devices, Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, also all smart TV platforms. Please enjoy our entertainment and latest news and views. Our Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA Android, Millennium News Google, www.millenniumtv24.com. Stay with Millennium News 24. Thank you, and I will be back with you soon. Azrina Brar.